got to university and I lasted 3 months. 3 months doing fashion marketing promotion.
Really?
It just was not challenging enough. There was nothing there that sparked joy. And I was stuck in a rut. I was in a not so healthy relationship at the time. And my job that I was doing was just a bit naff, working, in some of the biggest high street names that we have around, and I was just unfulfilled is the key word. The body will only ever produce symptoms when it feels comfortable and safe enough to do so. So the fact that you're receiving a sign from your physical body is a wonderful opportunity for healing. Let that healing possibility arise. Your body's saying, look, let's deal with this. We have a safe space to do so, so let's throw up some symptoms and see how you respond.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Big Chat. I'm Coco, your host for this episode, and this is really exciting actually, because I only met this person. By the time this episode comes out, it will be literally 2 weeks from the date that I met him. And I've been told lots about him. His name's been floating around and I've been thinking, who is this person? And then I did as you know, last week's guests were the Strong Female Lead, two of the members. I did a talk at the Strong Female Lead the week before. And one of the things I decided to do when I spoke there, actually, I'd already decided I was going to do an NLP technique that I'd learnt with Nina Madden, who's also been on the show and taught me trained me in my NLP coaching, because it was about having vision and making decisions. And it ended up being like, the universe just threw this person at me. And then at the end, I was always going to gift a podcast, and this is the gift. So you're all getting the gift of literally Zac the healer. Hello, Zac the healer.
Hello, my love. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm just so grateful. And positive and full of love. So thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. And so, Zac the healer, that's quite an intro, right? We were like, what do we say?
Yeah. Oh, I love it. But do you know what? That's
what people call you. That's what everyone said to me. Yeah. Have you met Zac the healer? Do you know who Zac the healer is? Zac the healer.
I don't think anybody knows my last name is Carpenter.
Is it? Yeah. Well, Carpenter's like, that's
building magic, building dreams.
Exactly.
There we go.
Exactly. Yeah. So how? You are baby. Come on, you are.
I am 23 years old.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I feel though, like.
You're an old soul.
Oh, I'm an old soul. Yeah, everybody says that. I connect very well with people on, who are proud to be going through a journey. I am a facilitator of journeys. I don't necessarily regard myself as a healer. I'm just here as a support on your journey, and we're all a support on each other's journeys. It all flows into one. So.
How did this all come about, Zac?
Oh my goodness. So
can you just start at the beginning? Because literally.
Do you really want to go there?
Yeah.
To the beginning?
Yeah.
So
we go as deep as you want, baby.
Let's all right. There's no holding back.
We've got half hour, 40 minutes. Let's just go deep. No, seriously, it's like I say to people, just tell us, how you got into this.
Well, I'll tell you. So when I was 18, the only thing I wanted to be in life was a fashion photographer.
Really?
Yeah. So
I would never tell that you had an interest in fashion.
I just absolutely adored Vogues. I absolutely adored capturing just the essence of unconventional beauty and just pushing the boundaries in what that meant. And so I went to university, as most 18-year-olds are pushed into, put it that way.
Yeah.
Not necessarily with love and light, but, did the deed, did what was expected, and got to university, and I lasted 3 months. 3 months doing fashion marketing promotion.
Really?
It just was not challenging enough. There was nothing there that sparked joy, and I was stuck in a rut. I was in a not so healthy relationship at the time, and my job that I was doing was just a bit naff, working, in some of the biggest high street names that we have around, and I was just unfulfilled is the key word. And the last day I went to university, the deciding factor, I was driving out of Tunbridge Wells in absolute standstill. I mean, we've all been there, Tunbridge Wells standstill traffic, nightmare.
Constant.
Awful. And out of nowhere, I hit the steering wheel. I was completely pushed forward out of my seat. And my grandmother, who died 7 years prior, was sitting next to me in the car.
Oh my God.
My head was pounding. I thought, I've been hit. Oh my goodness, what do I do? You know, this would never happen to me. I'd never have a car accident. There was no car accident. I can't explain to you, Coco, what happened that day. But whatever it was a sign from some alternative or higher power that was signalling for me to get out of my current situation.
Oh my God.
And I'd never experienced anything paranormal in my life. I didn't understand it.
Oh my God, this is giving me serious goosebumps.
Yeah, and I just spent the whole day crying. I did not understand, and I had nobody to talk to. Nobody I thought, you're crazy. You know, concussion.
Should talk to me. I've seen my grandmother. I'll tell you about that later.
It's a real thing, and I was just freaked out. I hadn't always been a skeptic per se, but I had no reason to ever question. And that was it. I mean, I dropped the university first because I thought that was okay to do so. You know, at 18, you're in a relationship and you're working. That is more expected than education. Yeah. And I didn't want to believe that I was the person in the unhealthy relationship. Yeah. Eventually, towards the end of that year, all of those factors just dissipated from my life. Bless them all, because it got me to where I am today. And from then on, I just kept seeing spirits.
Really?
Yeah. My intuition just accelerated, and I just started to grow. I didn't let myself sit there, watch telly, and just become stagnant again. I knew what that felt like, and I just knew that there was something else, something magical that was going on in the world that we weren't taught at school. And then little stepping stones is what got me into my own profession. I worked for herbal tea industries. I then translated that to herbalism and homeopathy. I worked in the UK's leading homeopathic pharmacy in Tunbridge Wells. And the rest is history, I guess.
That's amazing. And you were talking at the Strong Female Lead, and what was your subject that you were talking about? Because I got dragged out by someone. Jonathan, if you're watching, it was very nice to have coffee with Jonathan, I'm going to say. He's a lovely man. But it was, definitely, I also wanted to have a fresh chat with you, and you came in. So, but what were you talking about?
So I was talking about energy medicine for the modern home.
Oh, okay.
And predominantly, you know, for parents to sort of understand that their children might be experiencing deeper symptoms than just the physical. So with energy medicine, with all of my modalities, whether that be homeopathy as the world's leading energy medicine, or Reiki healing, or some of my quantum healing work, all of them utilize the body's natural ability to heal and understand what is going on a physical, mental, emotional and spiritual level. So I was just taking everybody through a journey through the way their body manifests dis-ease, separating that word, hyphenating it. It's not something to be scared of.
Many words are like that, aren't they?
Totally. It's just an out of balance experience right now of an opportunity to grow. And I mean, there's some common symptoms that people were asking about, stuff like bedwetting, for example, and the spiritual, mental and emotional connotations behind bedwetting is fear of territory.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You know, the child is told to go to bed, that's your zone, that's your safe space. And if there is a fear that safe space is going to be disrupted, then the child sort of marks their territory to feel a sense of security. Anxiety as well, not trusting the flow of life, the natural rhythms that are appearing. Everything in life when we're talking about on a holistic level for the physical body, everything has a spiritual, mental and emotional attachment to it that manifests as physical disease.
And it does in the body, because as I said to you when I first met you, straight away I was like, I mean, I've got extreme shoulder pain today. I always have shoulder pain. And it's just, you know, I'm all for the NHS. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
But I have had experience of being literally addicted to codeine. Literally, and I didn't even realise I had a problem with it, and because the doctors were giving me so much of it they were giving me so much cocodamol and codeine that it was stacking up on each other that I didn't even realise. It was only actually when I climbed the Hollywood bloody mountain with my best friend in LA, and I was so out of breath, and she was like, "What is wrong with you?" And I was like, "Wow, I stopped my codeine medication a week ago," and she was like, You're having a reaction. You've been addicted to codeine. And I was like, what? And also at the time I still drank alcohol, and I didn't realise about, how much higher that intoxicates you if you're medicating and all these, do you know what I mean? All these things. But I've always been open to acupuncture. I have lots of friends that are Reiki teachers, and I'm all for any of it. But also I recognise that a lot of it is systematic. It's the weight.
Yes. The weight of the world.
The enormity of whatever we're carrying is expressed through the body, and through, it can be illness.
Totally.
It can be.
It's the body will only ever produce symptoms when it feels comfortable and safe enough to do so. So the fact that you're receiving a sign from your physical body is a wonderful opportunity for healing. Let that healing possibility arise.
Yeah.
Your body's saying, look, let's deal with this. We have a safe space to do so. So let's throw up some symptoms and see how you respond. And if you go down the route of ignoring, then the body shouts louder.
It does.
It screams.
Or it throws you down.
And just looking at that megaphone on the wall behind me. Yeah, it will go.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And make sure that you listen. And by that time, when you've slowed down the energy cycle of the body with lots of other, let's just say, unnatural or artificial ingredients or causative agents that aren't making you feel better.
They're just Band-Aids, aren't they?
They are Band-Aids. That's totally it. It's just a nice cover up, and what it does is it suppresses whatever is going on deeper into the body. So then it starts to go from your minor organs to your major organs, and and it's absolutely fine. Whatever route one decides to take for their health is the one that's right at the time.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer that we're all on a completely different journey. Everybody's health is a completely different holistic picture. Therefore, there's no one size fit all.
Yeah.
So there's no judgment here as to what route one wants to take. It's my job is just, how can I support you with the route that you've chosen?
I think that's beautiful, because that is how it should be. It's no judgment, and that
absolutely.
comes up a lot. People can, not all people, less people now, I like to think.
Yeah.
More people have been open-minded and less people have been judgmental.
Yes.
I mean, I have been learning, I'm 47 and my first ever book was The Only Planet of Choice. And for anyone that's read The Only Planet of Choice, it's a pretty way out there book. And I was doing the I Ching when I was like 16, So it's this, there's been a lot of content that's been in my life for a very, very long time. Yeah. And there's been a lot of self-awareness for a very long time. Doesn't mean I haven't suffered from stress and anxiety and grieving and all these other things. But the communication is getting better now. Yeah, the gap is getting met. There used to be I can remember when I first started to be a meditation teacher and working with one of my meditation teachers, talking about getting them into offices in London. Yeah, and it was a big deal. Yeah, like they weren't even open to it. Yeah. They were literally. I worked for ID magazine years ago. I know, I loved ID. I still do. I know.
That's what got me into fashion promotion.
Yeah, I was 22 and I was working at ID. It was pretty cool. I know. I was a very lucky girl. I went sent to Vegas and all sorts. Quite lovely. But they were doing yoga in their basement. That was back in the day, Old Street, and they were like, at the front edge of things. But you didn't have people coming in and dealing with the anxiety that these high pressure individuals were going through. And this is the thing. It's like there was this total disconnect of what was going on in the corporate world to what was going into this slightly more holistic medicinal world. Totally. And then I do feel like since COVID especially, and with the pandemic, that has bridged the gap slightly. There are people that are still really judgmental and still very sceptical and you believe in all that mumbo jumbo.
I love a skeptic.
Good for you.
I do.
Good for you. I don't really like your shoes you're wearing, but I'm not going to comment on that. Whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. The other day, a client said to me that, do you know what? You're a skeptic converter. I thought, oh, that's a new one. I've been called many things. I've got called a god once, and I was like, whoa.
Got called a god?
Wow. I thought, whoa. Okay.
Zac the God.
Calm down
I
now.
could have introduced you as Zac the God.
No, I would not have let you.
Zeus.
I would not have let you done that.
Zac of Zeus or something, yeah.
Bless that. Oh, many
We need
blessings.
to get you a pair of wings. We need to get you a set of wings or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Where was I going with that? Oh, yeah. So I've been called a skeptic converter.
Yeah.
That's it. And I do love a skeptic. It's just, why not try it?
Yeah.
What's the harm?
Exactly.
Energy medicine doesn't. Energy is everything. This chair I'm sitting on is energy. This microphone, hello, it's energy. It's just molecular structures vibrating at a constant rate, creating a physical product. So, it's completely natural. You wouldn't be here without energy. So why not just try it? Try it, see what happens. If nothing happens, great. You can tell me nothing happens. You can tell me I'm a quack, whatever you want. But I promise you, the skeptic converter
try
work
before
is
you
magic.
buy.
Yes.
Try before you buy is absolutely fine, because that's the thing, isn't it? That is the thing.
It really is.
And there would not be so many people talking about it if it was not working.
Well, that's it. That is it. It's a wonderful time to witness the introduction of alternative and complementaries in mental health hospitals. Yeah. And even in, I do some work with private hospitals, and it's being introduced there. And
brilliant.
It's why just let people do what they want to do. Let people try what they want to try, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Always go back to the drawing board. But at least you can say you've tried.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've tried. Yeah.
And I'm just like, you're always beaming. No, but you are such a beauty, and you're beaming.
Bless you.
You are. You really are. You radiate. To cross share on this podcast. When I was very, very young, my father was very, very violent.
Yes.
And I ran away a lot, a hell of a lot. And once I spent a couple of months up in London when I was very, very young. But very early on, I had a situation where I was... It makes me laugh now to say it out loud. But I literally used to wear different wigs, like different aliases, when I come back to Tunbridge, so that people didn't know where this is actually awful. I'm not ridiculing this because my poor parents, what they went through when I ran away. Yeah. But equally, I was a child that was not having a great time at the time, and I wanted to escape. So I would do anything I could. Yeah. So I would stay with people, I'd sleep in the back of the cars, I'd do whatever the hell I could at 14. And I would wear these crazy wigs that my friend... At the time, I remember a friend Yannicka, who's just moved back locally to the area. She lent me this beautiful long red wig. Yeah. That I thought no one will know it's me under this red wig.
Yeah.
Like that. No, my face looks totally different. It's just I'm a totally different person. But I had a very strange experience, similar to you with your grandma. My mother's mother, Kit, I was very, very close to and very spiritually connected to. And it was bizarre because... I went into the Angel Centre in Tunbridge and I walked into the Angel Centre and I walked up the stairs. I can still remember it like it is now. And I walked towards at the time where you could see over and you could see the big roller area, whatever you want to call it, or the sports area. And honestly, for me, it was very strange because it was almost like a split second. I looked over and my grandmother was there. But it was like I looked away and then I realised it was my grandmother. Yeah. Does that make sense?
100%.
So I literally was like, I was like that, and then I was like that, and then I was like, oh my God, that was my grandmother. Yeah. And then I looked again and she was just really freaking me out. It's giving me goosebumps.
Yeah, me too.
And then I looked away and then she'd gone.
Yeah.
And then 2 minutes later, my father walked in.
Yes.
And grabbed me by my hair and yanked me out of the Angel Centre. So it's interesting. And I've had 2 other experiences like that where someone's come at times when I've been in certain danger or just it's a very interesting phenomenon, not one that I've explored deeply, but I have had some dealings with, and I just think more and more people are getting interested in this now, aren't they?
They are. And when people start to really work on themselves, and I'm such an advocate for personal growth, you'll hear me talk about it all the time, we need to be able to understand our energy body. We need to be able to explore the human potential. How did the soul get here? Yeah. How? I know. How? Why not just investigate a little bit? And the more that you work on
the sea of souls, that's what I reckon.
That's it. But when you work on yourself, you start to just open up in ways that you thought beautiful. Couldn't. It's mad. It is beautiful. That's the word for it. It's beautiful. Yeah. And thank you for sharing that, by the way. Thank you for sharing.
No, but it can be painful.
Oh, do you know what? the healing journey is never glamorous.
It's like
never.
my daughter, who's 10, this morning, she said, "Mummy, my legs hurt," and it's growing pains.
Yeah.
And those growing pains, just because your body gets fully grown, doesn't mean that those growing pains don't stop. They just they continue, but it's inner growth.
Yes, that's it.
It's like
that's it.
Your soul trying to get. It's just this physical container.
The journey is not meant to be easy. The healing journey is not glamorous.
No.
There is. I don't know if it is easy out there. If it's easy for you out there, great. That's amazing. Everybody has their own different way of experiencing life and processing it.
Yeah.
And people have got to be prepared that it's not an easy ride. But looking back on hindsight, isn't it so beautiful that it wasn't an easy ride? That there were leaps and bounds and holes you had to jump through to get you to where you are today. And the lessons, oh my goodness, the lessons is a part of. It's why we're all here, to learn our lessons.
I totally believe that personally. That's my total belief. I mean, I do sort of joke a little bit sometimes now and again with my friends and say, imagine if, like, when you see that tunnel of light at the end of your life and you're like, oh, I'm going towards that tunnel of light, and then actually it's a birth canal and you just kept straight back out and you have to do it all over again. Right. And you've gone through the sea of souls. You've been wiped out, your memory's gone, and you're like, you're literally at that moment of realization, oh, I get it. I get what life's about. And then literally you are the light's actually the birth canal. You're coming out, you've got to do it all again. You've lost all the memory.
There's no pit stop.
It's just like literally, it's like just a random loop. I mean, I kind of, if that is what happens, then I won't know any different.
I'm here for
it's
it.
Fine. I'm whatever.
But I'll tell you what, I have had, and this might sound pretty,
get it out
negative,
there.
But I've had 5 near-death experiences in my lifetime so far.
Wow.
And 4 of which were during my birth process.
Really?
The reason why I'm such a strong advocate for holistic medicine is because I had my mother, bless her, love you, had such a rocky birth. I was a product of a grade 4 placenta previa. That's it, grade 4 placenta previa. So my entry route was completely blocked. I did not want to be here yet.
God.
But I was one of Pembury Hospital's most unique cases. They had a minute to get me out, otherwise Mum and I would have died, and they got me out in 58 seconds. So
oh my God.
So there's a lot of birth trauma there, but one is meant to be here, and when if incarnation is your thing, when you step back into this existence, if you're meant to be here, you're meant to be here. You're meant to learn the lessons that you're experiencing right now, and there is most definitely some form of higher energy that is
definitely
supporting. It's not in control. I don't believe that. We are just an extension of the first ever energetic imprint.
Yeah.
What does that look like? Only time will tell. We are just an extension of the universe, so therefore we're nothing but we're all one. Yeah, we're all the same frequency.
And I think that is that sort of energy you're talking about, that there is a higher power though that is definitely guiding you. And if you listen to your gut and you listen to your intuition, because certainly for me, having recently totally kicked alcohol, like literally just stopped drinking it totally, and it's not like I was drinking every day, but I would drink through stress, and I'm just done with it. I'm just so over it. The clarity that has come to me now, like my gut, which is your first brain,
absolutely,
it just talks to me now, and I listen, and I have no problem. Like now, it's amazing how we don't listen to our own instincts.
Absolutely.
We have all the answers inside. We have all the answers. It's just like when we did that technique together,
totally.
You and I.
Yeah.
We know, or you've just got to go inward to understand.
That's it.
And I think that scares some people, doesn't it?
It does. And the unknown is such a scary place. I've been there, but I promise to those listening, the unknown is the most exciting, the most rewarding space. When you step into the unknown, you're stepping into a corridor full of unlimited doors, and you have the key to every single one of those doors. And you're in control. You can choose whether you step through this door or step through the one down the road.
Totally.
You're in control. That's all there is to it.
I know. I love to sort of use an analogy of once my friend said, I mean, it sounds materialistic, it's not meant in that way, but she said, oh, it's all right for you. You live in this beautiful barn. I'm only ever going to live in a 3-bedroom house. And I said, well, I can guarantee you one thing. If you think like that, you will only ever live in a 3-bedroom house. And that's not meant in a materialistic way. No. But if you believe that there are limitations, you'll place those limitations on yourself.
Yeah. You know, we are what we think. You know, we
totally.
We need to be the energy we wish to attract.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
And you'll notice the people that come into your life are people that will bring more of that energy, and the people that don't belong, they just drop away.
That's it, you know, they're on their own paths.
Yeah.
That's it.
And everyone can stay happy and do that and walk their walk and talk their talk. But it's very interesting. And I mean, obviously, have you done other talks, workshops, things like that, like you did last Friday when you obviously did that for the Strong Female Lead?
Yeah, do you know what? The Strong Female Lead gang, I've been doing talks for the Strong Female Lead, and they've just been absolutely phenomenal. Every time, they're just such a blessing to be a part of. It's phenomenal. Yeah. So far, I've just been involved with those lovely gals, and they're just... I like to say I'm a little tadpole in a huge pond of, you know, whatever is going to manifest in front of a
tadpole god.
Eyes. A tadpole god. What does that even look like?
I'm like really visual as well. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not even going to share what's in my it's gold. It's definitely gold though. Yeah, but
that's it, you know, and I can't wait to be able to reach more people and speak and just share. Yeah. Just share. But most importantly for me, it's about just listening and holding space for others to share and voice their needs. That's all it is. That's when healing starts, is when one's given the opportunity. Even if they sit there in silence, they know that opportunity is there. They know that they have the ability, if they choose to open up, if they choose to open up or seek new energies. And that's all I want to do.
And that's a brave thing for a young man to do, to literally walk away from, you know, like you say, working in fashion. I mean, I worked in retail as well, actually. I started off in retail, I know. Oh. I mean, I was fortunate. I set up a couple of shops when I was 18. One of them, you know, I was really lucky. I got involved with, you know, entrepreneurs but I was doing it for them. Yeah. I was always doing it for them. And it was only very much really only the last few years I've realised, like, actually the creativity that I give other people, I've got myself, you know, and using it for me as much as for everyone else. But that's me going off on a tangent about retail. To walk away from the stability of an income, right? Oh, yeah. Especially with changing times. Yeah. I think it's important to say that is a brave thing for a young man to do, to walk away from doing a degree. Yeah. To, you know, my partner's son just decided recently that university wasn't right for him. Yeah. And fair play to him. Yeah, absolutely. You know, and another friend of mine's son did that. And then he actually went back to another university. You can do, but just make your decisions. Don't feel like you're pushed into something because society says that you should do so.
That's it. And the reason why I did it was, or the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing today, is because I didn't have this resource, this person when I was growing up. Yeah. You know, it was very difficult growing up as a closeted gay kid at a church school. It was. It was a struggle, you know. It wasn't glamorous at all. I'm very grateful. You know, an unlimited amount of support at home, but as soon as you're in an environment where, you know, you haven't got your parents around, then, you know, it's difficult.
That's interesting, isn't it?
It's difficult. So
but lovely you got support at home.
Oh my goodness. I've grown up around gay people, so my parents were like, well, whatevs, you know.
Well, I mean, like, literally my son.
More importantly, what do you want for tea? We don't care. What
I mean, my dearest best friend Robert, who passed away, you know, he was gay, and that's why the soapbox goes, because, you know, it's in his honour. His name will live on forever. Roberto, or Dobbert as I used to call him. Oh. But I remember when he came out, he told me, you know, and it was like, he was like a young man. He'd been going out with women. It was like, we're going back 30 odd years. Yeah. God knows what it was like at school for him. Yeah. Whereas now my son, who's 12, he's like, I don't like girls, mum, but I'm also, you know, I'm like, I don't actually care.
Yeah, literally.
Can you just be happy?
Yeah, that's it.
I really don't care. And actually, it's none of my business.
Yeah. We're all on our own paths.
It's like, don't come and ask me about me, because I ain't telling you about me, so you can... But children are much younger now. They are becoming... It's good. I like the fact. It's becoming better. Yeah.
So I just want to be the person that wasn't around for me.
That's lovely.
And look, don't get me wrong. I had so much support at home. There were so many... my friends were so supportive. Yeah. But at the back of my mind, I was still alone. Yeah. I was still trying to process something that I had to be the one to verbalise. Yeah. So if I can just help one human being in their life express what is going on in the inside, and hopefully make it easier by working on the physical manifestations of those inside battles, then, you know, I've done my duty.
Zac, I think you're lovely.
Oh, thank you.
So if people want to, if people want to have a treatment with you, so you've listed some of the treatments that you do. So you do Reiki.
I do oracle card readings.
You do oracle card readings,
I go from like the homeopathy being quite the more grounded modality all the way up to...
I love oracle cards. I put
my
one every morning.
psycho-spiritual oracles and, you know, psychic sessions and...
do you?
Yeah, I do.
You need to do a psychic session.
But all of my sessions sort of flow into one. So when somebody comes for Reiki, they might be leaving with a homeopathic remedy, or, you know, vice versa. Crystal healings, they'll leave with, you know, stuff as well. So it all just ebbs and flows because it's just energy. But when people come to me, they hopefully they don't know what to expect, and they don't really want to sort of...
There's no one type fits all.
That's it. Because
there isn't.
No, absolutely not. And sometimes, you know, we hit the nail on the head that session, and then some, you know, weeks later they may come back and be like, I finally understand what went on a couple of weeks ago with you, and I didn't think anything happened, but now I get it because I'm in the space to work with it. So every modality, every session is completely built and it's unique to each client that comes my way.
That's beautiful.
Because we are not one size fits all. So.
No, we're not. And also it's, you know, it's the same as people when they say, what do we do? And I say, well, pretty much everything. Yeah. But you've got to tell me what you need first.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, absolutely. And sometimes...
So you tell me what you need, I can't tell you what you need.
That's it. Or how I can support.
Help or support.
That's
it.
You
know, or facilitate or connect or whatever.
Yes.
It's different, you know, it's all helping. And, I'm excited. I'm going to come. I know where you live as well.
Yeah.
Just come and stalk you and come and see you. Is this what inspires you? What really inspires you around you at the moment? And how do you grow personally? How do you keep up with your own personal growth? What are you doing?
That's such a good question, because healers are known for being terrible with their own healing journeys.
Are they?
Oh yeah, we're rubbish. We're just like, oh yeah, it's...
Is it like the mechanic that doesn't fix his own car?
That's it.
Well, the media company that doesn't promote themselves.
There we go. Healing journey here.
Healing journey. Exactly. Yeah.
I'm very fortunate that I have a lot of people in my circle that do completely the opposite end of my spectrum. But the thing that inspires me the most is a person, and that is my partner Finn. And he recently stepped out of working in retail and went self-employed with his antique clothing business.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so that gave me the nudge to really leave, you know, a very secure income to be the person that I've always wanted to be. I've always wanted to be self-employed, and I don't see myself in any type way being a figure of anything. I'm just I'm a service man, I guess. I'm a member. I'm a dutiful support.
But you're doing what you love.
Yes, and people inspire me. You know, Coco. Hearing people's journeys.
I know. That's all I want to do all day.
Yeah.
Every day.
I just love listening.
I'm literally like, people sometimes say to me, how do you have the energy to do it? But it is because you're just talking to people.
Very much so.
And you're getting their energy. And it's so inspiring when you hear people talking or sharing.
That's it.
Or even people's painful journeys. It's such a privilege. It's such an honour.
Yes, absolutely.
For someone to feel safe enough to share those things with you. Yeah. It's a real honour. So I think... You know, Zac the healer. You've been
the healer. I have to get used to that now.
Well, you're going to have to, aren't you? I mean, that's what you're known as in Tunbridge Wells.
I actually am. It's actually hilarious. People go, "Oh, you're Zac the healer," and I'm like, "Medicine man." I got that as well.
Did you get medicine man? Oh, you have to might watch the copyright on that.
I know. I thought, people. I don't. The thing is, I don't know where I'm at with it as well.
Exactly.
This is so
you're
fresh.
learning.
You know, when people come to me for Reiki, I say to them, "Look, I'm not going to lie to you. My Reiki is Reiki on steroids. I don't do the traditional. I do the traditional. I do the basics.
I like Reiki on steroids. I want Reiki on steroids.
But I get bored, Coco, just like sitting there.
Do you?
So I always measure it by my client's energetic potential. I never intrude or go to places that their energy field isn't willing to go.
Wow.
So it's all within their control boundary security
Yeah.
web, I guess.
Yeah.
Reiki on steroids. So I'm still trying to figure out what I want to call my own modality, my signature session, the signature Zac session. So I'm still. This is a growth process.
It's evolving.
So yeah,
it's processing. Well, you know where you need to be. We did little techniques together, didn't we?
Oh, that was wonderful.
But you were such an easy student to do. Thank you, Nina Madden, my beautiful teacher. She taught me to be an NLP practitioner, but you were really easy. And it was so funny because I said, who in the room would like to volunteer? And you were just like, yeah, but you were like, you didn't say it as in, yeah, I'm volunteering.
I thought the whole crowd were going to go.
You were just like, yeah. And then it was like, okay, you were like, what? And it was like, that was it. You were doing it. But you were also an absolute treasure because you're very visual and I can tell you can see. It was, NLP techniques work extremely well. They work for everything, but also if you can really visualize things, they're very powerful.
Absolutely.
So you were a very, very easy one for me. So thank you, Zac.
Oh, thank you. It was a blessing. Because
when you're trying to get someone in the zone, it's, as you know, sometimes it can be a bit of a struggle. But you were like, I was like, are you there? And he's like, yeah, I'm there. I'm like, okay, all right.
Like, next question.
Yeah, this is fantastic. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So no, but you, I fully believe that whatever that pot of gold was at the end of that timeline, you'll get there without a doubt.
Thank you.
I think you will. How do people find out about you, Zac the Healer?
Oh, wow.
They're now going to be Googling Zac the Healer. I mean,
don't Google that. I won't come up straight away.
Don't do that.
Yeah, you'll
please.
find me at bodyworksandhealing.com. That's bodyworks and healing.com. And please find me on Instagram as well at Healing with Zac. So that's Healing with Zac.
Oh my God, I don't even think, are we connected? We must be.
I think, I only met you literally less than
a week
72 hours ago. So
yeah, exactly.
We will be after this.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah.
I just want to hear from you. I want to connect with you. I just want to, just send a little love heart emoji, whatever it is. Just let's connect. Let's just
I always
share
say
the
that
love.
to people. I'm like, just send me a heart. That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
Just send me a heart.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been amazing to talk to you.
Oh, I'm just so grateful. Thank you very much.
Well,
this is an honour.
Very, 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 very welcome. And I think anyone that gets to meet you will get the same energy I got of you, which is just fabulousness. So I'm excited and I'm booking a session with you after this chat. So
wonderful.
I'm going to go and get my diary.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Oh,
Thank you, Zac. Thanks for coming on the Big Chat.
You're welcome.
Okay, big love.
Bye-bye.
Bye.